Whaamanuia I fufuanga uma o le nei aso. O ani o mātou sise, ia whaamangalo I mātou e ala I le whaolatanga o Yesu Keriso. O le ua awala atu ai, na mātou te talo. Amen.
Thank you, Fatua. Talofa, welcome our liaisons, our leadership, to our 8 o'clock EOC briefing. Our agenda for today. So we'll start off with the opening remarks from our territorial coordinating officer.
Ia, whaafitai mo le avanoa, whaafitai whale tua mo na tausanga neita e au. Pei o tala o tātou nuku ma tātou tanata mo mō lava na avel whaafitai whaafo I liwi inga sili sili e sili tātou tua. Ma avel whaafitai, ai mese fwa I mai le maa losi, a wat wha moe moe I le so. O a ua vai tangaloa Glenn le fiti, o a ua le whaatonu le Officer of Homeland Security, se whaisok kalapupu. O le authority will activate taile EOC o tātou nu, na mai lea whiunga le ko vanga acting pulu, ana nafi, le ala will activate le tātou EOC, a wāle pui pui no tātou tanati manua, ai message po nei tutu ila, I matangi wha le tonu lea wa ngai mai. Ai le o teme mai ele le ai tawe, whaisa lato update, e mo lea pēl whaftai I whaatonu Department State tasi o matato whaatasi nei tae au, mā lo lava whaafitai. Ma tato no, ia lava le un sat. Whaona teimi nei I ko nofo taongi. Pui o maoka malawa ia o kemi ngei. So swangi mai. O le whelungu mela Homeland Security a tupus me I ko maoto malawa mal au mai se waku so swangi. Ai whaafitai mo le avanoa. E full whaafitai te mā tātou no, le awhionga le kōwanga pula, lo I Hawaii, ia ai mese le awhionga le kōwanga acting ia pulu, ai junior. Ia malawa tele, ia la tuifo le ba ai tau, se whaisa tātou I upbrief, a ia lava lonsa ia tātou no, tātou kanata. Ia, malawa tele, la tuifo ia Eleanor, mai le ba ai tau, se update, ia whaafitai.
Manuia, good morning. Eleanor Lutsu McMoore from the National Weather Service Office. I malo lavanga lue I tato mtanga luenga is lo fata si mai ni tau. Ole mato briefing update ole a tu ile Usoya Theodora Meredith, our meteorologist today for the briefing.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to commend your efforts with everything that you've done throughout the past day. Here is our weather briefing. Right now, we have hazardous seas and thunderstorms that remains. You can see that it has flipped. We have elevated the threat for the ocean conditions, and thunderstorms have moved down to the bottom, and we will show you why in the next slide. For our main points, covering this part. Again, coastal hazards, we have a high surf warning right now. It is in effect until Wednesday. We still have the threat of strong rip currents. We do not recommend for any beach goers to go out onto the shore as wave heights are around 15 feet. And it's even higher near shores. So it's around 20 feet right now. We are expecting these conditions to remain until at least tonight and then a gradual diminish later on. For flash flooding conditions, it has shifted down like I mentioned. And this is through tonight. We will show you satellite data and model data. It still remains because we still have a lot of thunderstorms to the east and west of the territory. However, over the Samo Island chain, there is a break, which you will see in the visible satellite imagery. And for wind, we have canceled our wind advisory. Right now we have 15 to 20 mile per hour winds. It went from 25 to 30 yesterday with gusts up to 40, and now it has finally fallen below advisory thresholds, which is 25 miles per hour. So the advisory has been canceled for wind. On to the next slide, please. So I'm showing you the model data that you had your briefing from Jane this morning. And you can see the Samo Islands in the circle. The greener the colors is the more rain that we were expecting. And this was from last night. We were expecting those green dark colors for last night through this morning. And the models kept showing the really intense rain for last night through this morning. This was also the same model as well as other models that showed a lot of rain that we experienced on Saturday. However, shifting to the latest model run for 7 a.m., this was actually for 1 a.m., but the data came in at 7 a.m. On to the next slide. You'll see that the green dark colors are not there. So current models are saying from what it is seeing on satellite and observations that it's not expecting as much rainfall as we were expecting yesterday. So to the next slide. This is what we are seeing on satellite. So what we showed you before was models, what the computers were projecting, and this is what's actually happening. So at 10 p.m., you can see there's thunderstorms. You see the flashing of light to our east of the circle, east of Manua, and to the west. But right over the Samo Islands, you cannot see much activity going on. So that's what I think the models took. And as the loop keeps playing, it's like a shield over us. So I'll let you be the judge of who is causing this shield. But all the thunderstorms have been are placed to the east and west and not over us. But because there's still a lot in the area, and with all the rain we've had, the threat we're still continuing our flash flood watch, but it is not as much as we expected from the previous days. And then also the threat of landslides remain. Even if these showers continue to move south tonight, the landslides are still possible because usually after a long event, the grounds are still loose. So it could still we could still have landslides for the next few days, even if it dries, even if there's no rain. So any questions? Any add-on, Ellie? Okay. Right now, it could change, like how we saw this change. That's why we still have our flash flood watch up. So there is a possibility it could change, but we will continue to actively monitor any information we get, and we will share it with you. Right now, we currently have our briefings for every shift, and if any new information we get says there can be a change, we will let you know.
Can I add? Just to add on to that, as Dora stated, the trough line is still over us, although you see the clear right over the territory. Just thanking God for all our prayer warriors for keeping that over us. But that trough line still remains, as you can see, extending from the southeast all the way towards closer to Fiji. As stated in our previous briefings yesterday, it's also dependent on a high pressure to the south that continues to move east, and then everything else kind of follows that. So the trend is improving, but as far as the threat for flash flood, that still remains as long as all of that is still in close proximity to our islands. And because our grounds, again, have been really saturated from as of last week, we noted that we had about 14 plus inches of rain as of last Thursday. The normal rainfall for July alone is 7 plus inches of rain. So it already doubled from the onset of the flash flood watch, which was last week Thursday. Thank you so much, Deputy, for your concern. Yeah, that is, again, as Dora stated, we continue to monitor this. The forecast has always been after today, things will be better. So that still remains, that, things improve by today onward for the rest of the week. But we do still have our flash flood watch until this afternoon or tonight. That hasn't gone away, mainly because the conditions for flash flooding still remains as long as this line is over or near us through today. Thank you.
A quick question, yes, to follow up and add to the deputy director's question. What's your next weather update?
Today our next forecast is usually by 11 o'clock. We get our models in. The forecast should be in by 1. But by 11 o'clock 12 o'clock we should already
And
have.
I'm going to request another update at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock here.
Yes, okay.
So we can continue the further discussion regarding the EOC.
Yeah.
Now give me time to talk to the members and then get in touch and brief and update the acting governor
Okay.
regarding the EOC. But then it's best that we look at this as a safety instead of second guessing and then regretting our decision. So our decision to the governor and our brief to the governor should be informed briefing so he can make the right decision or an informed decision. Yep, I'll have to. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Director, Deputy. Any other questions for us? Thank you again for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you, WSO Pangu, for the brief. Next up, operations. We have ESF 6. The brief was on the emergency shelter in Matafao.
Good morning, everyone. Malolon Sat. My name is Rita Fiso. I am from the Department of Education, and on behalf of Acting Director Mr. Lance Gladowski, we would like to present you with an update on the shelter operation that is ongoing as of today. As you see on the slide, we were activated. It was activated Saturday at 3 p.m. at the request and consultation between Homeland Security and our acting director. It was activated on Saturday at 3 o'clock. And that is the number of intakes that we received on that same day. Later on in the evening of that same day, these 60 evacuees were transported to separate hotels, courtesy of the governor's office. And at 10 o'clock, or is it? Yeah. It was again deactivated on that same day. We then received notification that these evacuees will be returning to the Matafao shelter, which is why we activated the shelter again Monday, which was yesterday. So if you look at the slide, that is the total amount of guests we have at the Matafao Elementary School as of yesterday. And we continue to provide and accommodate them with the assistance of all different agencies, as well as Homeland Security. They have been coordinating everything that we have now that is accommodating the guests at Matafao Elementary at this time. We've utilized 8 classrooms for the evacuees that are able to be mobile from here and there, but we have one building with 3 separate rooms that houses our AFNs, the access and functional needs population that showed up. So as of yesterday, there were 2 wheelchair bound and 1 blind, and they are in this building that's separated from the rest of the evacuees. We continue to provide meals, 3 meals a day for the evacuees through DOE, and also the assistance from Homeland Security, the coordination of cots, beddings, towels, and water has also been received by these residents at Matafao Elementary. And we also like to thank Acting Governor Pulu for providing meals on the first day for the displaced families that we received on Saturday at Matafao Elementary, which were later on transported to different hotels that evening. So shelter operation is still open. It has not been deactivated. And of course, that will be a call that will be made by our leadership. Again, I would like to remind the public for any assistance to please contact the EOC if you need assistance with sheltering. Our point of contact first is always the EOC, and it funnels down to us with the approval of our leadership. And I would like to thank everybody for being patient with us. It's a team effort, but we're making it work, and it's actually working as of today. Thank you. And do we have any questions?
Just wanted to add on or to let you know that public health is standing by with their medical team to do their health checks. And along with the health checks, we're also going to provide behavior services, but we just need a list of individuals so they can properly equip themselves with what they need before they come in.
Thank you, Ms. Jackie Sulaita. It'll be noted. And we had the assistance of DOH on the first day as well. It was kind of chaotic, but we managed to work it through.
Oh, and also I think Chief Mono wanted a wheelchair. We can provide one, but we can continue to look for a second one. So we'll connect with you after, Adi. Thank you.
Appreciate it, DOH. Any other questions for DOE and the sheltering? Okay, hearing none. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.
Thank you, ESF 6, for the briefing. At this time, we'll open up the floor to any of our ESF's partners, if they have anything they want to add for the betterment of the group. Hearing and seeing none, closing remarks, TCO, closing remarks.
Ia whawhitai malaw noa, leo whawhawhonga tātou no, I le update mai le EOC. E wakfole aba noa le, e mo le atlok whawhitai tele I departments e lako role I le emergency management system an tātou malo whawhitai, globule. Se umat tātou talongoinga, kakufongo, se kakalongoa. Au ke mga e whaakari koe sau le update o le waai tau I le sfulua. Ia ngā whailoes ka ko whongtanga ma makalongoingan maka upu pe continue activation or i.e. avel referral I le fionga le kōpanga ia pulu. E whai mai ia sangakala, masanga manatu, masanga I ua, I le wha moe. Ai ave pele awangoa lea I tātou nuk, tātou tanata. Whaftai o te talo mai le atua tātou talo. O te kātou puipuinga o te kātou ngāke ma tātou no. Ai whaonga pē le teimilea, ia kou lava kā pēnga ai. Inke ua sui lewa ai kau, kupu sisi mea. For the English-speaking friends, so liwan le whapirtania. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for attending and being part of the EOC. Upon activation, it's all dependent on a weather brief so we can get together. And it's better that we safely activate than be sorry later. The events that happened on Saturday and the forecast of increased rains and the saturation of the soil was an issue that we needed to prepare for. As has already been announced by the news and by KVZK, there was one fatality. And my prayers go out to the family. But I take this opportunity as a training opportunity to better prepare us for the upcoming incidents ay mangkuafot, our hurricane seasons from November to April. This gives us including the tabletop exercise we had with FEMA last week? I think last week and a half ago. This is our role to help prepare us and to better protect our people. There's nothing more important than the people of American Samoa. And I want to give thanks to the acting Governor Pula. And I also been keeping the Governor Pula abreast of the situation hourly via text off island. And he had wanted me to voice from the Governor off island. So both acting and actual governor have been updated, kept abreast of the situation. In my announcement and my talk yesterday at our emergency meeting, we have a plan. It's called the TOPS. We are a new cabinet. We are a new administration. Please, please, take the opportunity to dust off the TOPS, educate yourselves, so when we do have these incidents, we come better prepared. We come better prepared. And the better prepared we are, the better we are able to protect our people. Yep, maleaba chele, baf chai chele. Yaman we chele tatuas.